Happy New Day. Well, you would not believe this. I start my live and for some reason there was no sound. So I went through a whole process of making this bread and there was no sound. So what I am waiting on is someone to come in and I probably could check it from here. Let's see if I have sound. Okay, so I have sound now. So I went through the whole process. I just did the whole thing and there was no sound on there. So now I guess my next option is to walk you through what I did. I probably gonna have to do another video some other time, but I'm making a lentil bread, gluten-free. So first I soak the lentils overnight. Um, I found green lentil. I did not look for the other lentils, so I have green. So I soak it overnight and then I blend it. So I do have, I'm gonna put the recipe in the description. So here I already had, let me move this. I had in this, there's a lentil eggs. So it's 2 cups of lentil because I did double the recipe. 2 cups of lentil. I did 4 eggs. It asks for psyllium ox, but I have flax seeds, so I use flax seeds instead. I believe it's the same thing, very similar. Hi, are you hearing me? I am making lentil bread. I started the live before, but then I didn't have any sounds. There was no sound coming through. So I did this whole thing just with my mouth moving and nobody hearing what I'm saying. I'm Jamaican. Yeah. Yeah, I went through almost half of my process without sound. So I had to restart. Um, so here I have the lentil. Now I'm about to grate a cheese. I'm going to put the recipe because I saw it online. I watched a few of them and I'm kind of making my own little tweak to it. I am not a baker. I'm not like great fan of baking either, but this is healthy. I mean, I use lentil. I like lentil. I use it to make soup. So I decided, why not make bread? I love bread, but gluten is not my friend. So I do get bloated after eating anything with gluten. So now I'm grating some mozzarella cheese. I think this adds moisture, but it's probably optional. You probably could use something like dairy-free, maybe dairy-free cheese or something like that. Vegan cheese. And then some sharp cheddar. I'm making this video organic. You know, usually for a cooking video, you put everything in a little small container and then you'll just pour them into the bowl. Yes, I didn't put all my ingredients in a small container and just pour them. into the bowl. I decided to do it, the whole thing, on live. And this is cheddar cheese. So I had mozzarella cheese, cheddar cheese. My friend gave me this. It's pretty cool. It's cute. It's a cotton board. Now I'm gonna mix this in. Let's go mixing. Let's see where we at, because I'm going right to the ingredients. All right, let's preheat our oven. I think it's to 350. Get some light in there so we can peep on our bread. Now, after mixing that, so I have lentil, eggs, water, flaxseed, salt, garlic powder, olive oil, baking powder, cheddar cheese, mozzarella cheese, and a little pinch of dill. I mean, I like dill, so, oh man. Now they say combine all this together. This is how it looks. Let's, so you could see. It's a little gooey. I think it's the flaxseed that makes it that gooey. But it looks good. We probably could taste it because it's lentil. There's nothing except for the eggs. So now let's mix. Let's see how this works. And I think that's it for the mixing part of it. Now, I'm not sure all of it is going to fit into this container. So I'm probably going to have to put some in this one. No, I love baked products, but I don't do much baking except for chicken or pork or something like that. Then I'm baking, but I don't do much baking. I'm probably gonna put one piece of grease paper in there just so I can lift it out real easy. I'm gonna set it I'm gonna set it this way. Let's see. Let me move these because we're baking together. All right. Now, this is what I'm doing. I'm not doing all the sides, but just so I can lift my bread out easy. And I'm gonna pour this mixture. We could let's double check our recipe. We're making this together. Let's double check, making sure that everything is in there and it turns out right. Yeah, I think we put everything in there. Now this is going into the oven and it takes 45 minutes to bake. So we're not gonna sit around and wait for it to bake. Let's see how much fits in this. Oh, you know, seems like it will fit in there. It looks like a lot in this bowl, but it's not that much. I wonder how much it raised though. But if it does raise, it should be fine. It's not like, shouldn't be like a cake. Okay. Now I'm going to add sesame seeds. I've seen many seeds. You could put whatever seed you like, but I'm gonna add sesame. It's another healthy seed. I'm just gonna push them down in there a little bit. and then sprinkle some on top. So I kind of have seeds inside of it rather than just hanging on the top. Okay. Anyone have a baked this bread before? Oh, thank you. I'm hoping it tastes good. Let's pray. Okay. And that's our bread. I am waiting on that oven. I told you I didn't prepare. I did not prepare ahead. This is what you call it on the spot cooking. Now, as soon as my oven is heated, let's just pack these things away because we're not going to be using them. No, we're not waiting for 45 minutes. I'm probably going to post the end result sometime this evening. Because I think when I watched it, they said you have to let it cool for another maybe 45 minutes. So I'm going to do a little video of what it looks like when it came out of the oven, and then when I cut it after it's cold. So 45 minutes is a long time. That's too long to just sit around and wait on a bread. But I am due. I hope it turns out good. I hope so. Oh, so this is my little recipe. I think I am going to, let's clean up our spot. I have this thing about cleaning. So let's kind of organize this so we don't look crazy. I did extra lentil. I think I did too much lentil. But I could put this in my soup because I'm going to make soup tomorrow. So I'll add this to my soup tomorrow. Let this stay here. There's another one that is really quick that I want to try. Let me see. I think it's like a flatbread, but it just have 3 ingredients. Let's see if I can find it. Okay, so it's a garlic flatbread recipe. So we could do the garlic flatbread recipe while I wait for this oven to be ready. And then we're going to get another bowl. Let's see what this one calls for. So this recipe has green onions, flour. I'm not going to eat this. I'm probably not going to eat much of it. Salt, garlic, melted butter, and water. If there is any Jamaicans here, we will call this drop dumpling. That's exactly what it is. Drop dumpling with scallion. Now, when I was a kid, my mom would make drop dumplings with saltfish. But this is just the same as drop dumpling with scallion. And garlic, of course. So first, I have to blend some garlic. We're making this is called on the spot, I tell you. This is straight on the spot. I love garlic, so I'm gonna put 3 cloves. Depends on how much I'm gonna make. I just want to try to see how. They say it takes 5 minutes to make. I'm probably gonna take a little more than 5 minutes since I have to prep the ingredients on the spot. So it's probably gonna take me more than 5 minutes. But if I have everything, like the scallion already cut, the garlic already chopped, and the flour measured, it'll probably do 5 minutes. But I didn't want to do that. Maybe when I'm gonna make something that takes a longer time to prepare, I'll measure everything out. But in a real, say, a professional kitchen, the measurement happens on the spot. We are not measuring stuff and just laying them out on the counter. We dance around our kitchen and we measure stuff on the spot. So if we're baking or cooking at work, everything happens right there. All the measurement happens right there. There is no little bowls laying out on the counter and then we're putting stuff in there. So let's get scallion. How much scallion do we want to put in our flatbread? I'm going to put 2 to start. So, wash them. Now we cut them. Okay, this board is not the best for this, but I'm not changing at this point, so we're just gonna go with it. Probably could get me another cutting board. I don't know how this sound is playing out on that end. Yes. But sometimes when I'm at work, I would love to do a video of what I'm doing, but it's a little challenging trying to focus on what you're doing and then setting up to video what you're doing. And as I said, there's no small containers on the counter where we're just pouring stuff into stuff. We're dancing around. So if I'm gonna go get this or go grab this for my it's like chop. Real kitchen is like chop. You run around and you get everything. And then there's other persons in the kitchen too. Not everyone is comfortable with a camera on them or want anyone to have a camera on them. All right. Now I have my onions, green onions. It's scallion. We call it scallion. Green onions, scallion, same thing. Now I'm gonna put this in the bowl. I did 2 stock. It says melted butter. I'm gonna put the butter in the microwave. Okay. Now let's put this back. Okay. What's the next thing? Flour, salt, garlic. Let's blend this garlic, water, melted butter. I probably could melt my butter in this with the garlic. and then blend them together. What do you think? Yeah, we could. Think. So we're gonna melt this first. I'm wondering how many I'm gonna get from this. I think I have a lot. All right, let's try this first. All right, popping here. Let's do 30 seconds first. We don't want it too hot. Okay, that's a weird sound. That's a scary sound. That was scary. Let's blend this. Okay. Make sure this garlic is properly blended. Let's put it back for another second. Now let me get flour. I guess how much flour you put depends on how. I do not have a measurement for this, but I could write a measurement in the description. So guess what we're gonna do? We're gonna do this, and then however it turns out, then we use this measurement. Not going crazy, so let's do half. I think I'm gonna get a lot from this. Now we're gonna get salt. Oh, we need salt. Can't make food without salt. I mean, not too much salt, but let's put a little salt in there. They say salt to taste, pinch of salt, dash of salt. I put a dash of salt. No. Let's get my little tiny whisk. And we're gonna whisk this together. And add the butter. And the garlic. I'm gonna write this in the description, how much water I use, how much flour I used. I know there's a lot of conversation about measurements. I think most measurement happens if you're baking, because with baking you have to get everything precise. Oh, my oven is ready. Let's tear this edge off. Put it in here. And we're baking that for 45 minutes. So I'm gonna set a timer for 45 minutes. This is 45 to 50 minutes. Let's do 45 first and see how it turns out. Starts. Okay. Now go back to making our flatbread. Okay, I guess it should look, it's like slight liquid. Not so much, but let's add a little bit more water because I want it to be like super flat. I'm gonna use my whisk and see if I can break down some of the scallion. Let's see. Okay, I think this is liquid enough. Yep. Let's see. Now we're making flatbreads. So I'm gonna heat the spot. I'm gonna put it on medium heat. And then I'm gonna prepare some parchment to lay them on. You know, I probably should put them on a rack. That way they won't get soggy. So let's search for a rock. Something to put our flatbread on so they could cool properly. All right, we're going to use this. So I'll place it right here. Get my pot nice and hot. I'm gonna get a little ladle. Okay, I took this, but I don't need it. Okay, so I did use 2 stalk of scallion. I'll say use 1. This was a little bit, I mean, I love scallions, so it will be fine. But this has a lot of scallion. Let's clean up. But that's something that we definitely do. We do clean as we go. So let's put everything back where they were. And now I'm gonna transfer this over here. I'm gonna take you with me so you could see what's going on while I'm doing them. Okay, let's get this. Okay, and put everything back. Okay, my pot is hot. I'm just gonna add some oil. And let me get my spatula. Okie dokie, we're ready. Let's move these over. And I'm gonna take you guys with me to the pot. Let's put this. gonna put it where you could see. What I'm doing. Let's see how this works out. I do have a stand. I don't know where it's at. I have to find it. So we should add some oil and then use a paper towel to remove some of the oil. You don't want them to be oily. Now we're going to take this ladle. And we're going to pour the flatbread in there. And I guess you want to make it as flat as possible. It's like a crepe, I would say. So let's see how this comes out. I'm trying to make it as flat as I possibly can, because this pot is already hot. Okay, this one is tiny, but it works. Okay, and it says continue flipping, so you flip it back and forth. Sorry. And I'm gonna lay it on parchment paper. I'm gonna use parchment paper to separate them. But from looking at it, it just looks like a crepe. Or if I make them thicker, there'll be a drop dumpling. If you're a Jamaican, you know what a drop dumpling is. See if I can show you. Whoop. I mean, it has no color on it yet. So let's leave it there to cook. And the video that I watched, it says keep flipping it back and forth. Until it's done. Looks nice. And the scallions in there. Looks real nice. I love this because it's not a lot of mess. There's not much to clean up. I mean, just putting my ingredients away. Even with making the... don't try this at home. Don't just stick your hand in here. I think from working in the kitchen for so many years, my fingers are not as tender as they used to be. So it's easy for me to touch things and flip things real quick. And it says keep flipping. So you'll flip it, you leave it there for a few minutes and then flip it back until they start forming like ear pockets. I'm gonna show you that too. Oh, I did make some tea. I had some tea. It's not tea anymore. Okay, I'm gonna leave it this way for a little bit. But the first one is not as thin as I would like. So the next time I pour, I am gonna try as quick as possible. Probably I'm just gonna use a pot to flatten it rather than using the ladle. I'm just gonna swirl it around in the pot the way I do crepes. If I'm doing crepes in my pot, I'm probably gonna do it that way. But overall, it looks nice. And it's from those little packets, so and it's going to taste nice. I just know. It's that feeling that you get when you're making food. Okay. All right. It's looking nice. I'm wondering what's up here. Let's see. Let's take this. That has a lot of information. There's a few information on there. I just thought of that. Okay, I'm not making this video more than an hour long. Let's peep in on our bread. Oh, looks nice. Okay. I guess you know it's done when it's has enough brown on there. Oh, that tastes so good, and it has no sugar. Has no sugar and tastes so good. Yes. Let me show you what it looks like. Okie dokie. Let's flip it one more time, and then it should be good. This is my last flip. And then we're gonna make some more. We probably don't need the oil because this is non-stick. I don't think we need that oil that I've been adding. Oops. Okay. So this is what it looks like a naan. It's pretty flat. I think you wait until it's cool, but it looks nice. Not bad. Let's do this one. As I said, I'm probably going to use the pot. I think that just do it this way instead. All right, guess what we're going to do? Because there's always a solution. Whatever problem you're facing, there is always a solution. Yes. Let's grease this again. Little grease. Not crazy. I'm going to add a little water to it just to make it more liquid so it flows easier. And I will be adding a full description in on the video. So you could follow that description and get it down to a T. Perfect. That way you can make a perfect flatbread. And now I'm winging it. As I said, it's pretty similar to a crepe. Very similar. to making crepes. I mean, there's no eggs. I mean, if you're making crepes, you add eggs to it. There's no eggs, just like a eggless crepe to say. It's good. And wait until it's done. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to post a video of the finishing product of the lentil bread that I just baked, and also of these flatbreads. I don't want to make this video too long. It's already 40 minutes. I wanted to show you from start to finish, like the whole process of how I make it. But it's 40 minutes now, 41, 42 minutes. So I am going to stop this video, and sometime today, maybe around 6, I am going to post the end result of the lentil bread that I baked and the flatbreads that I made with the scallion. I'll show you the end result. So check back on my channel for the end result of both. With doing this, I'm probably going to do more of these videos. So if there's anything that you like me to try, it's going to be live. I'm going to do it organic. So I'm going to go get the stuff, work the whole thing through. Nothing will be pre-prepped unless it's something that takes a long time and I have to pre-prep it. But I will be doing it on live, the whole process on live. So if there's anything that you'd like me to try, send me a message and I will. And for this one, it was pretty interesting. First, I didn't even know that I was mute, so I was talking to myself for half of the process thread, but the recipe will be in the description, so you could follow that. And thank you for joining me. Have a great day. Stay safe. Bye bye.